US-based fintech and financial services firm 700Credit has confirmed a major data breach impacting more than 5.8 million individuals connected to vehicle dealerships across the country. This video is sponsored by Stonefly. More on that at the end of the video. The company says the exposure occurred after threat actors compromised one of its integration partners and discovered an application programming interface that could be abused to retrieve sensitive customer information. According to 700Credit, the initial compromise happened in July when the attacker breached the unnamed partner's environment. During that intrusion, the threat actor identified an API tied to 700Credit systems that allowed access to dealership customer data. Critically, the partner failed to notify 700Credit that its systems had been compromised, allowing the attacker to quietly exploit the exposed interface for months. 700Credit detected suspicious activity on October 25th and immediately launched an internal investigation with support from third-party computer forensic specialists. The investigation confirmed that certain records associated with dealership customers were copied without authorization through the exposed web application. Managing Director Ken Hill said the attacker was able to steal approximately 20% of consumer records between May and October, before the vulnerable API was disabled. The root cause was traced to a security flaw in the API that failed to properly validate consumer reference IDs against the original requesting party, allowing unauthorized data access at scale. The types of data exposed are highly sensitive and include full names, physical addresses, dates of birth, and social security numbers. The combination of these data points significantly increases the risk of identity theft, fraud, and long-term financial abuse for affected individuals. 700Credit plays a critical role in the automotive ecosystem, providing credit reporting, identity verification, fraud prevention, and compliance services to more than 23,000 automotive, RV, power sports, and marine dealerships nationwide. Because the compromised data belongs to dealership customers, the breach has wide downstream impact across the auto retail sector. To simplify regulatory reporting, 700Credit has filed a consolidated breach notification with the Federal Trade Commission on its own behalf and on behalf of all affected dealership clients. This means individual dealers do not need to file separate notifications with the FTC or state attorneys general, as 700Credit is handling those obligations centrally. The company has also notified the National Automobile Dealers Association to raise industry awareness. 700Credit has published a dedicated breach information page outlining what happened and what data was impacted. To help mitigate risk, the company is offering affected individuals 12 months of free identity protection and credit monitoring through TransUnion with a 90-day enrollment window. Notification recipients are advised to monitor financial accounts closely and consider placing a security freeze to prevent unauthorized credit activity. As of now, no ransomware or extortion group has publicly claimed responsibility for the attack. 700Credit has not disclosed whether data was monetized or sold, and the company has not yet commented further on the incident. The breach highlights ongoing risks tied to third-party integrations, API security failures, and delayed breach disclosure within complex fintech supply chains. And now a word from our sponsor. Get a 70 terabytes air-gapped and immutable Veeam, Rubrik, Commvault, site recovery, backup, and disaster recovery appliance for $7,995. Contact sales at stonefly.com for details. Subscribe for more cybersecurity news. Thank you for watching.